the letter Q is basically like arranging every girl to have a lineup or whatever, or every student to have a mate. So like every worker to be able to have a fair shot at being selected. For the Scandinavian people, when they were not selected, they would be, because of maybe there were too many males or something like that, or too many females, the extra ones would go on like holy journeys. The ones that weren't selected would be given tasks that were like made them special. So it wasn't like something embarrassing for them. It was actually something that made them more special and important. And they would go do things like find a fallen star. And that way, because that was really important, where there was a fallen star, it was important to go find where it landed, because those were holy objects. When you break apart what fell from the sky, it might have metal, and that was what was used to find the sky. Like if you stroke something metal against someone that you love or whatever enough times to create static, just in the same direction, it will create a magnetic charge pointing the direction of the heavens every time it's dropped in water. So if you create the magnetic charge and then drop it in water, it'll point toward the heavens. So the heavens and the earth were separated by fallen star fragments that were used as the first compass. And the Q would be like if somebody was doing that, they would be able to find love while they were stopping in boxes. And for a long time, there were boxes found nowhere else besides just bars, because people considered them as dirty places, bacteria traps. If somebody were to die in a box or something, they'd be like, what should we do? Because that person, that ghost would be forever there. So it was really, something they would worry about the most was somebody dying in a box. Because when they die in a teepee, you're supposed to move the teepee and use like sage on the male voice or sweetgrass on the female voice, to try to kill the whatever it is trying to ride our flesh or whatever that's not human, coming from bugs. And so the letter Q is like the ring that it's like the pentagram, but being in the pentagram until your arranged marriage has been done or whatever. But it is supposed to give the person the right to choose, in the way that I've already shared, basically. With the celebration I created, every person that is rejected finds an octopus. That is supposed to be like the most tempting, coveted thing that I'm going to try to keep from the public to see, because I don't want people who are in couples to see it, because I don't want them to like be inspired to leave to break up or whatever, to join the lineup or whatever, or to get an octopus. But basically an octopus would show you two people of the opposite sex that just want you. They're just like, you don't have to try. I will say yes. There's no competition. And then 8 people that are like the most coveted or whatever, that are like saying, will you please work and to be in the lineup? Work for me. Work with the others to win me. And then they would take turns. Then there would be 8 men or maybe 10 in each lineup. And they would take turns putting objects at her feet. And then they would take turns pointing at the object. The object that they'd be pointing at, nobody else gets to see except for her. And so that part of it is private. And hopefully the men will be respectful enough to be pointing at other people's objects. That would be kind of the ultimate goal as a leader of a civilization, to have people that respectful. That's really, really, really important. And that, as somebody who would be doing that kind of celebration or whatever in the future, it would be potentially really helpful for people sharing gravity, to have people actually that good and generous. And that's the right way to be in the mind, to arrange something for other people, because they love each other. And that's an example of what the Q is, what the letter Q is, because you know they love each other. So, like, maybe they're synchronizing or something. So a lot of the time, the letter Z and the letter Q will actually go together, because people will believe that they should be together, and they'll try to arrange something. But still, it has to be something the person wanted. The person still has a right to say no. But it would represent being in the pentagram until you've learned all the